What you're looking at is a picture of Frederick Douglass, and one of the reasons why we're showing you this, because we're at the Banneker Douglas Museum in Annapolis, because this is the bicentennial anniversary of Douglas. And we're going to find out a little bit more about the various activities around the state as it relates to Frederick Douglass. And joining me is Chanel. She's the executive director here at the museum. Chanel, first of all, tell us a little bit about the various activities that the museum is putting on.
So the activities that the museum is presenting to the public are panel discussions, film screenings, exhibitions, lectures, community celebrations that celebrate the life and legacy of Frederick Douglass.
Now, most people don't know Frederick Douglass was born on the Eastern Shore, and a lot of people, in one of the lectures I went to earlier, it talked about, well, the actual location. Talk about Tuckahoe, what Tuckahoe is.
So Tuckahoe is located in Talbot County, and they actually just opened the Frederick Douglass Park by the Tuckahoe where he was born.
The other thing is that we know a lot about Frederick Douglass because he wrote a narrative.
He did.
And talk about that narrative, if you will.
So The Life and Times of Frederick Douglass is a narrative that explores his experience as being enslaved to being liberated in his work as an abolitionist. We're giving hundreds of books away to young people to be inspired by Frederick Douglass's own words. So the bigger question is, how can we use his life, his legacy, his words to inspire us today? We're really trying to motivate a new generation of community leaders through his literature.
Chanel, thanks a whole lot. If you want to find out more about the museum, we're going to put the website up for you. But I want to introduce somebody that everybody is real familiar with, none other than the Lieutenant Governor of Boyd, Rutherford Boyd. You and the governor decided to name this the year of Frederick Douglass. Why did you do that?
Well, as was mentioned before, this year we commemorate the bicentennial of his birth. And as a native son of Maryland, and one of our, I guess, most world-renowned Marylanders, we felt it was appropriate to name this year the year of Frederick Douglass. You know, he was a great orator, as everyone knows, a writer. He was a diplomat, as they didn't call it an ambassador, but he was essentially an ambassador to Haiti. He was the Postmaster General of the District of Columbia. So he, a person who was enslaved, was not taught how to read and write. He was given some rudimentary lessons with regard to letters by the wife of a slave owner until she was told not to teach him, and then he taught himself how to read.
Thanks a whole lot, Lieutenant Governor. Now let's go back to you in the studio.